Here's a first look for me at the FSA 1 1/8" carbon plug or top cap for carbon steer tubes. On the back shows it's made in Taiwan, and they call it a compression plug with stainless steel bolt, and it's supposed to be used for, again, carbon steer tube forks. And this is not a star nuts, so it's not for aluminum steer tubes. It looks like there's some instructions here too. So we go ahead and take a look at the instructions. Alright, even in the instructions it does indicate that it's for carbon forks only. This was published in 2017, and there are a lot of bicycles with carbon fiber steer tubes that are much older than October of 2017. I'm not exactly sure what item number it is. There's a 16310 here. Then when you go ahead and look at the paper, I don't see a 16310 listed. However, on the FSA top cap itself, it does state that it's for 1 1/8". And as it gets compressed, when you tighten the cap, it kind of expands. So as you tighten the bolt up here, it looks like a 5mm. Then that go ahead and tightens the bottom portion, and it splits it apart. And I'll show you kind of how it would look like on a stem. So in front of me I got one of my Ritchie WCS stems, and it's going to go ahead and go into a fork. And if you want to line it up, you can line it up real nice. That's how you like it to look. And inside, I'll show you what it looks like inside. Here, it's going to go all the way down here. Now, you don't always want it to go all the way to the bottom, so you could always put a little spacer up top to kind of center it, depending on your stem. Now, this isn't something that FSA says to do, but it's something I like to do, because then when these bolts clamp around the carbon steer tube, this is pressing outward on the inside, and you're centered here, so you're less likely to crack your carbon steer tube. I've seen other compression plugs where they're only about the size of this top or even thinner, and so imagine having only a thin little piece, like a pancake size, inside here, and then when you tighten these top bolts, it pushes pressure here, pushes pressure there, and if it's real thin, you could even cause damage to the steer tube. So ideally, I guess it'd be a little better if you want to be more safe to have something longer, even the same length of the stem that you're using. That way when you clamp it down, you'll have something on the inside to press outward that you can clamp onto. So star nuts are typically pretty light, but this one's got some metal to it, so it's got quite a bit of weight. So it looks like, yeah, 41 grams, which is quite a bit heavier than an average star nut that I've used. But the star nuts I've used are for aluminum steer tubes, you know, for like carbon, not carbon, but aluminum suspension forks for mountain bikes. And this is for carbon fiber steer tubes, so you just have to deal with the extra weight. So if we go back to the instructions, we could see that they do recommend that you have 2mm above the steer tube when you do put it on, and also not to use any grease on the steer or expander assembly. There are also 6 to 9 Newton-meter torque recommendations when you tighten it down, so it will help if you had a torque wrench. Well, that's it for this compression plug for carbon steer tubes. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And again, thanks for watching, and feel free to subscribe if you like to. Thank you very much.